All right. I think that's everything set up. Not sure how the music is, but I hope that's on par. No, it might be a bit louder. Not entirely sure though. So we'll go to the live screen. So this is what we've done yesterday. And yeah, I think we've made some nice progress on it. Only spent an hour yesterday on it. I've forgotten to read about the fly speed in Axiom. Not sure on that, but we'll see. We still have this big empty area. Oh yes, I have the infinite place on. Oh yes. They can edit every block from really far away, which is very cool. Cool Axiom feature. Still getting into terms of how everything works, but I like what we've got. We kind of went for a more cubic approach in the end. And I think rather than having kind of the idea of the many waterfalls or the one waterfall, I think having like many small ones kind of coalescing into pools and having yeah, these tops as kind of farming landscapes, kind of abandoned village landscapes, maybe with some rope bridges going across. I think it'll look pretty cool. And then this side, I think having a little path that kind of wraps around and getting into maybe a bigger area with pillars and kind of that vibe, lost civilization. And what we do over here, I'm not entirely sure yet. We have this waterfall kind of coalesces into here, kind of fluid dynamics, and then we have this open area. We could have an ocean. Not shown that at the moment, but I think we'll just draw out some stuff and just see what comes to mind. I think that's always a good perspective. Just slap down some wool, slap down some stuff, and just see what we like. Because I'm not sure what to do with this area. We could also have a canyon, and kind of have that cramped feeling as you kind of traverse, and so it's not as open. I'm just gonna take the rock tool, and with the middle click I can click on any block that's around, so I can browse. I'm gonna take the cyan terracotta that I've now used for this here. I can kind of sketch out. So this would kind of be that kind of valley, that kind of canyon-esque feeling, which could be quite cool with some like nooks every now and then, and some pillars, and in these areas. You could definitely have that. That would also mean that when it is like that, you kind of have the viewing angle of this. But that would mean that this viewing angle would be kind of prohibited a bit, which I'm not sure if I want to entirely go for that. It's quite nice to have this open phase. Although we could make it kind of this height. So having this here and kind of going up to here, so we can still view this, and having the kind of that jungle ledge. Let me just do some stuff. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna change it to cube for the rock tool, and I'm gonna just increase our little cube. Just kind of see what happens. No, I don't want this. I would like to reduce the noise. Yeah, so something similar to what we kind of already have. Messing around with the height a bit. I think this might work with just having kind of that overlook. So we could definitely do something like an edge on, not where I wanted it to go. Maybe having this kind of Minecrafty edge going on. Down and down some pillars. Not entirely sure. But then we definitely have that play between kind of this big boulder. Although I might actually want to take this down a lot more. But definitely having that kind of viewing angle, and could even have some rope bridges going across, maybe that have been destroyed, and having another little pillar area here. That's not right. Because if we kind of have some pillar areas, some kind of runic stuff going on. I mean, if it's Greek architecture or if it's Mayan or something lost civilization vibes. But I really like these kind of top-heavy stones. Maybe have as if it's building on top of a civilization that was already there. So maybe that kind of alien vibe. So a lost civilization that's already built on a lost civilization, and they've never realized. So we could also work with some runes that are kind of etched in. That could even be older than anything that's already there. But that does leave this corner. So I kind of vibing with this, but we'll see. So at the moment, this is kind of our empty space. We could of course just take this over, and have this as more of a nook again. And then of course some sort of bridges that kind of connect these up, or that connected them up a long time ago. Also, I read in the Discord, it's not 100% 256 by 256 blocks. It can be, there's a little bit of leeway there. So us going above the area here is not going to be too much of an issue, as I understand it. But it shouldn't be too much over or too much under for the build competition guidelines. All right, let's get a different angle on this. So we've done a lot of mess over here. Get a bigger cube and just bump some terrain down. No, that's the noise already. Want a cube. Nice big cube. So as I'm trying to work out how to use this tool, have you guys used the tool yet? Is that something you've ventured into the Axiom? If so, how are you finding it? And if not, maybe you should give it a try. It's quite cool. I've linked their Discord in the description. So if you want to know more to this building competition as well, it should all be linked down below. Kind of just scoping out my angles. Kind of cool with that rock face. So let's see if I can lower this a bit. So yesterday I found the extrude one, which can kind of lower stuff. You can kind of get rid of some of these top details quite quickly. Just have to be careful not to press anything else. just see if I can get this to height that I like. I think that's nice. Can I see the underbelly? If that's what we call it down here. Maybe you can create some lines and make that a bit more yeah, give it a bit more of an accent, give it a kind of lip. Then we can always smooth it out later. I think with the smooth tool we should just be able to go over it a bit and make it look a bit natural. Not as natural as you can kind of get with huge gigantic rocks floating on terrain. And then we can still work with the shading a bit and get the effect that we really want. Back to the rock tool. What I would love with the rock tool is a cube, but that I can make it into not just a cube, but have like a rectangle of sorts, so that I could place it as a rectangle rather than me filling it in essentially as a rectangle. Oh, I messed up. Oh gosh. Just stay in the area. Go and not hit the grass below because it does go infinitely. Like that, I messed up there again. But that's okay, still learning. So now I'm whilst rotating with the left mouse button. If you hold control, you kind of center around where you pointed your mouse, which is quite cool. So you can easily rotate across your entire build. I'm gonna see what it looks like if we add this secondary body here. Also give it that kind of steep cliff. I'm really liking this rock tool. With the noise and everything, it kind of makes it seem like these rocks were placed intentionally in some sense. Like every layer that you place, because it's a bit off-centered. For this building style it works, but I'm not sure how it would work with some other building styles. That really depends. It would then depend on the amount of smoothing. Okay, let's exit out of that. Just have a look around. A normal Minecraft perspective. I'm liking this kind of shallow, or not shallow, but this kind of cramped river here. And then it kind of opens up into this. And then we can have our kind of gateway to our lost civilization within this space. Definitely having a path that I think would come down from here along. And then having something here, I'm not entirely sure what to do with this, then let's back into here and see what a wall here would do. Make our cube a little bit smaller. Well, this, and maybe this does sit a bit above. A bit like all the rest that's been happening, that this kind of juts out again. And has some sort of path leading to it in the end. Or maybe not. Maybe it was connected by some sort of bridge system. Maybe we can think of ways to show that there might have been a bridge system. Not entirely sure what to do with this edge at the moment. Because these rocks really don't match. This one kind of has the overhang look, and this one slightly has it, but not as much. It's definitely reminding me a bit of the ruins you can find in the pixelated game of Industries of Titan. Kind of reminds me a bit of it. And they're the alien ruins you can find of that in that game. But let's carve a bit out for these chunkers. I need to find a, as much as I like the tool that allows you to shrink stuff, it's not gonna make much sense here. I need something that does go in, and it's roughen, shatter, melt. What does melt do? Can I select air with melt? It kind of works, but it's not very. If I turn up the strength, okay, so it does work kind of in the way that I'm looking for. You can melt into this rock. Maybe not that much. I'll add, I think, a little bit more of the terrain with the rock tool. Oh, yes, I need to actually see material. Okay, and now we're gonna go into melt. And just melt a pool into the top of it. Here we'll do 2 little pools. I want to kind of adapt it to what's already there. So maybe something along the lines of this. And these are gonna hold our water that kind of then streams down. Maybe have some space for some housing or pillars of some sort. But I think I might just leave it at that, because we will have our kind of main areas more in the cliff side of things, and then have this kind of as the overgrown jungly bit with lots of waterfalls and kind of that vibe. And we mustn't forget our big waterfall up here. Gonna go around the edge, making it a bit more smooth. extending that kind of wavy pattern to the rock. Yeah. And let's use the smooth. Kind of smooth out this edge. Not sure if I want to leave this edge open now, but I think I'm gonna close it for now. We can always open it. Rock tool. Oh, I think I had the rock tool selected. No, I didn't have it selected. And then we're gonna just smooth over that. Like a little band-aid for now. Okay. So we've got our pools, and I'm only gonna have this side, kind of this side going on with that. I want this side to be more kind of natural, with a lot of jungle trees. But we'll see. We're getting kind of into the phase where I'm not sure if it's better to do it with the overall Axiom tool, or if I should be doing it with the smaller one. Or, well, this one. Also, I don't have any color palettes yet, but we'll get to that. And that's also something like, how are we gonna color it? Are we gonna go for more maybe a deep slate kind of thing, or are we gonna stick with this kind of cyan terracotta theme? How much block bunching are we gonna do? But I think, well, let's see what this actually looks like with water. So we can use a flood fill, which does our filling thing, and let's get some water. And fill it there. I think that we also have a lot of holes in our thing, so we need to fix that on that part before we can actually fill it with anything. I love this visualization. I mean, you can very easily tell when you've not done something properly. No, I don't want to place water. Place that and then go over. Oh yeah, we have the canals in there that we pulled last time. Let's just fill that for now with water. Big boulder. I'm assuming that actually fills it to like the top, or is this only one layer? Okay, that is actually, that is cool. That is not just one layer. Also, I probably should switch to spectator mode, because then I can increase my fly speed. You don't have to see all my stuff on my hotbar at the moment. Ooh, look at that. Messed up over there, but okay. We've got a little pools, which are gonna, some are gonna have waterfalls kind of dripping down. With this big one, that running down there. Like this. And then it hitting here. Maybe we can kind of carve it out that area here a bit more. So we can have a path going along the side of it, so kind of in the back of the waterfall. Have that mist kind of spraying. And these also just mostly going into the middle rather than the side, and a river of sorts flowing down into this one. So we're gonna use our melt. Or is that actually gonna come down? That's that will affect in some sense this area here. And you can control this the selection with your mouse wheel as well, depending where you place it. You can add your selection. So here we can kind of see now, not quite, but we can move the selection. Right. But essentially, there's a lot more in the a lot more perspective going on than I might have thought. Well, I'll have to, I'm not entirely sure where this path comes from, but it does not really matter too much. Mainly because it's not an entire terrain. We're gonna, I think, like to have this as a proper path. It's because of the selection. Now I want to do something else. Well, that's a hole in the terrain. I mean, smoothing some stuff out. We'll have to see. I mean, there's a lot that we can still fix post to make it seem a bit more Minecrafty than a bit more blocky than it is at the moment, because a lot may still seem very round. But that does open up that path a bit more now to See where this box is actually gonna go. Oh, so that isn't actually affected. Oh, there's so much perspective going on. This waterfall is more coming down in this area. Let me get out of this perspective for a second. We have these kind of coming down. Just barely missing this rock and then making its way downtown. And then getting kind of into here. I mean, we could have like a little bridge actually coming down here rather than having it actually be a proper, like a smooth path. Could definitely have it as a bridge that's kind of within the waterfall. That would actually look quite cool. We have this kind of bridge going on, the waterfall coming down, just kind of barely missing these rocks. And with that kind of bridge going on. I think there's like a path tool that's either come out or is coming out for Axiom, so I need to get my hands on that. Right, and then we have kind of this path thing going on. Let's go back to melt strength a bit down. And then kind of that. Going. These rock pools. Not what I wanted to do, but sure, let's go with me clicking the tool in random places because I don't know how to rotate the camera. I'm gonna start opening this a bit up because I know that I want to settle something here eventually. And I'm not entirely sure how this path is gonna work, but I do want it to come into here. Maybe with some pillars also going down. Currently have this as our path that I've kind of chosen for our little adventure, which kind of does this at the moment. I think we have to definitely work on really creating this edge. Increase the radius a bit. We're just gonna carve into this rock here. Have a staircase. A nice little staircase in the mountain, gonna show off. Take this brush and put it over. Ah, I'm in a rock. We have our path that we're coming in from. We're gonna have our rope bridge, which means that we actually blood fill, but we need to kind of expand this, be more of a ledge first before we enter into our kind of staircase going down. We're gonna try to get something done with the cloak tool. We're gonna use the plane. Yeah, we got something done there. It's a need to hold the tool to get stuff, make it work. We have this kind of crude little staircase going on. But we can then connect, or not connect. Maybe the rivers kind of wash this away, and whatever was here, the river has kind of taken along with it. We have damaged this part quite a bit. Let's get some of that back. Rock tool. No, I want to keep the sign. And we're just gonna melt a bit into the have our water back. I want to try and use some of the other tools that I not have really been using. This sculpt draw. Okay. Happens to invert. Okay, it removes the block. do here? Can I get a different perspective? Maybe it's not that good that I already placed this, but I'll just lean against the wall and we'll just do it in a bit of a flyby. Move this rock face out of it. As this is where I'd like, yeah, one of our bigger structures to go in the end, to kind of sit within that retainer wall. And I'd like the rock to kind of mimic that. I just have to see how the terrain reacts. I'm creating this little nook at the moment, not entirely sure. We'll just have to see. No, this is not something I want at the moment. I just want some smoothing. I get rid of you little dust particle. There we go. Could even add like a little rock outcrop here, just like something that, because all the other rock outcrops, just moving that up, definitely keeping that ledge. Sure on that. Maybe sometimes it's good to melt stuff, so destroy some stuff and then we'll try adding it again. I mean, there's always an undo button after all. I think kind of takes away from all of this. I'm not quite opposed to this. I'm kind of missing that kind of ledge against ledge. Could I have an anti-melt? I guess the kind of sculpting is an anti-melt. Kind of creating a lot of faces here at the moment, which I am actually quite fond of. Lots of little rocks. Add something there. So I kind of wish the rock tool would yeah, come in different sizes as well. Save me a lot of time than going over and over again. I'm actually quite happy with this now. A bit more smoothing depending on areas. And getting kind of this jumble fixed up. I think I want to move into coloring soon, because after we've colored, then it kind of, I mean, we can always recolor, that's also a thing, but I don't have world edit on this, as I'm trying to do everything in Axiom, but this is always going to be a bit harder, because I know a lot of world edit, but I don't know much about Axiom. I mean, we'll just try some stuff. We have a painter and a noise painter. Noise painter, okay, it's similar to a simplex pattern. Is there any way we can... Okay, so we have Baroni, have a whirly, which kind of similar, but I guess more chunky. We have a meatball, which is a bigger simplex, and a white noise. Awesome. I think in some areas we could definitely use some Veroni edges or some... I think this might actually be better. And in some areas some simplex, depending. I'm also not sure how to do plants or like foliage in this yet. I think there's something with blueprints that one can do, and then add that into something. But yeah, we'll see. That's also something for trees and houses and stuff like that. Well, I'll have to actually look into it, not just wait till the next day and then and then decide, hey, this might actually be a good idea. So painter is just a sphere and a block. So if I take like the moss block, which I think is definitely gonna be overused, I can just kind of paint over. So this is just mark surface, it's sphere, cube line. Kind of that, right? So noise painter. So I can do jitter, I can do seed, I can do all kinds of things. I can scale 3D mode. Okay, that makes sense. Mask surface, don't mask surface, 2 options. But what I'm missing here is like angle. This is biome painter. What does this do? This is decoration grass. Okay. Oh, this is just grass. I'm guessing there's clipboards that I can make for this, for the decorations tab, and just put that in there. Well, we'll go over some ideas, I guess, till I actually figure this stuff out. Because as much as I can do work with stuff not figured out, I think it's probably best that I do. So I'm just gonna go over some things that. What is this? I mean, this is kind of the typical floor that I would probably do, though I'd probably like to use a angle mask here from World Edit rather than just a sphere. And of course with kind of the grass under the grass. So what if we take a terracotta type, since it doesn't matter about the survivability. And this is just for visualization for now. That looks nice, thanks Anubis. Just trying out some stuff at the moment with the Axiom tool. They have a little build competition going, and I think I'm gonna enter with this build. I'm trying to figure out all their stuff and need to do a lot more reading, because especially on the painting side, which I'm now getting to, definitely need more reading. I just wanted to visualize what something could look like, but the painting is something I need to definitely do. But it's such a nice tool. I think you'd like building with this. I don't know how much you like building, but you'd like building with this. Very much more like a CAD program than an actual Minecraft program, and you can go outside of it very easily. There's another mode to it, and then there's a whole menu to it. There's a lot to this. So, but the idea here is lots of water pools, ancient civilization, overgrown, and then having areas like this over here and this over here to kind of stretch into the mountains and into these cuboids, having big waterfalls and lost civilization, big trees and stuff like that. Not sure how I'm gonna do the trees, because I'm not that great in trees, but we'll figure something out. We've got until the 9th of October, I believe, and that should be enough time. But yeah. Need to read more coloring. Need to read more assets. Need to make assets. Need to smooth some of the detail here. Let's do that. Also, tool that actually visualizes what you're doing. World Edit is crap for that. So let's get some of these really harsh edges a bit down. A bit kind of Stonehenge-y. I think that's a very good way of putting this at the moment. It's very, really big rocks. Bit like Stonehenge. I want to make this wall a bit smoother and see what I can actually do with it. Kind of clipping into different parts of the terrain at the moment. Everything is quite close together. Maybe we can have a bit of undercut from the river that's happening. As it does kind of curve into here, so it could definitely do that, and we can have some little, no, not mossy rocks. Rocks in kind of the area. Also definitely be nice for a little path down here. I think for this river, I'm going to have to raise the entire terrain up. But I think that's a job for tomorrow. So I need to read some stuff. I need to do some stuff. I need to figure some stuff out, especially for the painting part of this terrain, because there's ways I like painting terrain. I don't particularly like the just using kind of big spheres to paint terrain. So see if there's anything there for me in some of the maybe patch notes or anything. Hey Partial, I'm just wrapping up, but I can, if you want to hear about it, let me know, or I'm gonna wrap up. But this is my build I am building. It's with all the Axiom tools. I'm doing the there's a new tool for Minecraft, Java edition. It's called Axiom. I'm using it to build a terrain or build an entire build for their build competition that they're having, where the theme is Nature's Lamnet, which is in a sense ancient civilizations that have kind of gone down and are overgrown. So this is kind of my build for it. Lots of little Aztec, Stonehenge, past civilization stuff. And today we've added water. to these little things, and yeah, just lots of things. Looks satisfying. I hope you'll make the next one. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna have lots of little comps going on. I know they have plans for some really big competitions in the future as well. And I've got the Discord link below, so if you want to check out the tool, it's free for anybody that is just doing this for fun, and there is it, and you can, you should purchase it if you're using it to make, well, any big maps for any big teams. But yeah, I need to do some reading on this because I don't know much about the upcoming stuff for how you want to use the tool. And then tomorrow I'll stream again and we'll get into more the actual structures of it, the nature kind of aspect, because I'm actually quite happy with the terrain. There's little bits and bobs. And yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'll continue this tomorrow. So you guys have a good night. I have some reading to do. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.